Hey everyone, my name is Lucy May, but you can call me Lou if that's what you want to do, and welcome to my channel. I decided to switch up the content a little bit and make these pumpkin cream cheese muffins just like the ones at Starbucks because they're my fave and they're perfect for this time of year. So if you want to see how I got these muffins, please keep on watching and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, welcome to my kitchen. First things first, I'm going to pull up the recipe on Pinterest so I can show you all the ingredients and what we're going to be doing. On the recipe, there's 3 parts. First part is the cream cheese filling, and you will need an 8-ounce block of cream cheese, a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. On to part 2, which is the pumpkin praline topping. You'll need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter, and 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds chopped. I didn't use pumpkin seeds, I stood mine out for pecans. Part 3 is the pumpkin batter, and you will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, 3/4 cup of unsalted butter softened, 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar, 2 large eggs, and 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. Now we're going to go back to part 1 so that we can start on the filling. Before we go on to the filling, let me go over some kitchen items that we're going to need. So measuring cups, a mixing bowl, cupcake liners, a hand mixer. The recipe does ask for a whisk, but you're going to need the hand mixer, and a muffin tin. What we're going to do first is take the cupcake liners and line the muffin pan with the liners, and then we're going to set the oven to 420 degrees. Now onto the filling. We're going to take our sugar, our cream cheese, and our vanilla extract. I did let my cream cheese set out for a little bit before I used it because it has to be softened in order for you to make the filling. The recipe does ask for a whisk, but I'm telling you, you're going to need the hand mixer, and my hand mixer comes with a whisk attachment, so that's what I'm going to use. I left this clip in on purpose to show you that the whisk is not going to do anything, and if it does, it's going to be a lot of work. Like, as you can see, it's not. No, so you're going to need the hand mixer. I had to switch my bowl because I'm using a hand mixer, so this is what it looks like. Now on to part 2, which is the pumpkin praline topping. In a bowl, I'm going to put the pumpkin pie spice and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and then I'm going to set it aside. Now I'm going to melt some unsalted butter in a pan for 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm going to add my chopped pecans. After I've added my pecans to the pan, they're going to cook with the butter for 2 minutes. So the pecans are done now, and now I'm going to explain this brown sugar thing. It's 2 parts. So the first one we put in a bowl and put to the side. But there's another one that we have to add to the pecans. That's why I said 2 tablespoons divided. So 1 in a bowl and then 1 for now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm adding the 1 tablespoon now so that it can caramelize with the pecans. This is going to cook or caramelize again for 2 minutes. Once the pecans are done, I'm going to add them to the bowl with the other part of the brown sugar and the pumpkin pie spice. And I'm also going to give it a stir so that everything is combined. For the topping, we're going to set it aside for now because we don't need it. And finally, we are on part 3. So part 3 is the pumpkin batter, but it's kind of in 2 parts. So in a bowl, we're going to put all the dry ingredients. So we're going to do 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. Once we have all our dry ingredients in a bowl, we're going to set it aside. Now we're going to work with the wet ingredients. So first, in a mixing bowl, we're going to put 3/4 cups of unsalted butter and 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. Now I'm going to combine these in the mixing bowl with my hand mixer. Now it does say that you need a paddle attachment. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use the 2 beaters that it come with, and you have to beat this on medium speed for 1 minute. Now we're going to add our 2 eggs to the bowl, and we're going to beat those on high for 2 minutes. After we've beaten the eggs, you're supposed to combine the pumpkin puree mix. It's supposed to be like a 1-2 thing, like right after. Yeah, that's not going to happen because the pumpkin puree is thick in consistency, as you can see. So it's like I'm shaking it, but it's not coming out. So you're going to have to pause the hand mixer, scoop it out, and then put it on low and combine everything together. After everything is combined, you're going to add the dry ingredients mixture that we made earlier to the bowl. I just do mine in parts just so it can mix well. So I add a little bit now, and then I'll add a little bit later after what's already in the bowl is combined. Here I'm turning the bowl as I use the hand mixer because sometimes it gets clumped up all in one place, so you want to make sure that everything is combined. And another thing that I do is off camera, I take a spoon and stir everything with the spoon because sometimes it gets stuck at the bottom as well. I stir it up and then I continue to use the hand mixer. Now this is a really thick batter, so it's going to take a little time, but it's supposed to be thick like that. It's not supposed to be runny, it's supposed to be a thick batter. And this is what it looks like. I tasted it and it was so good. I mean, I know you're not supposed to do that because it's got raw eggs in it, but I mean, you gotta taste what you're cooking. So now I'm just going to take the batter and fill the muffin pan with it. I use the spoon. I mean, you can use one of those little scoops, that's fine too, but I mean, a spoon works just fine. And you have to fill them up all the way to the top. So that's just what I'm going to do. And I'll show you when I'm finished. Here's what they look like, all filled up, looking all scrumptious. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a makeshift what's those bags, the piping bags, because I forgot to get one. So all I'm going to do is put the filling in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to cut the corner of one, and it's going to serve as the same purpose as a piping bag. So now that it's in the bag, I'm just going to push it down so that it gets all the way in the corners, and then I'm just going to cut the tip of it off. Okay, so for the filling part, you want to roll the bag up, and then you got to put it in the batter, squeeze it down, and then take it out. Sometimes you're going to see that the filling is in there, but a lot of times you're not going to be able to tell. But if you're squeezing enough in it, it's going to be in the pumpkin. It's going to be hard to tell because the batter is thick, the filling is thick, but trust me, if you're squeezing it down in there and pulling it out, you're going to see it after they bake. Now we're going to add that pumpkin praline topping that we made earlier, and I'm just going to spoon it out and put it on top of the muffins. I'm only going to do half. You can do all of yours if you want, but for me, I'm just going to do half of them. And this is what they look like before we bake them. We are going to bake these on 420 degrees for 5 minutes. Our timer is up, so while the muffins are still in the oven, we're going to lower the temperature to 350 degrees, and they're going to cook for an additional 20 minutes. Our 20 minutes is up, so now I'm just going to take them out of the oven. And when I take them out of the oven, you're going to see how the cream cheese just puffs up. So like I said, it'll look like there's none in there, but it really is. And this is what they look like. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is transfer the muffins from the muffin tin onto a flat baking sheet, because I'm not supposed to let them cool off in the muffin pan. So I'm just going to transfer them to that flat baking sheet and then let them cool for probably like 5-10 minutes. To get them out, you're just going to give them a twist and then pull them out. They should come straight out because you use the cupcake liners, but they are going to still be hot, so you might want to be careful when you're doing this. But like I said, just twist them and then pull them out. Hey, so now that they've cooled off, I'm going to taste one. So I'm just going to put one in a little bowl and I'm going to give it a taste. I'm so excited for this because I love the pumpkin cream cheese muffins from Starbucks, and I made them at home. So now it's like I don't even have to waste my money on Starbucks anymore because I can make them at home. I don't know why I was whispering in the last clip, like what, but I tasted it and it was good. It was so good. I mean, it's not gonna taste exactly like the ones at Starbucks, but I mean, they're really similar. Side note, my roommate's dog cat came in and he scared me because I was filming. I'm going to leave the recipe and the instructions in the description bar below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.